looking at it, when we are being pressed, our real essence comes out,
Essence. Yeah.
right? This is one of the lateral chunking of that. What could be the other lateral chunking? What is the other example of applying pressure and revealing the essence? Think about it. Applying pressure and revealing the essence. What could be the other example of applying or pressing fruit, revealing something? What could be the other example of it? Just think about the other example. I can put it, let's say when we die, when we will die, our soul will be extracting out, right? The pressure will be applied and the soul will be extracted. So it's an essence, whatever, is it a mutmaina? Is it like what with whatever soul we will be extract, and then it will open up that we will see the reality, the real essence, like innal insana lafi khusrin, when the pressure will be applied and the essence will be extracted out, then it will reveal that human being is in a loss. Am I talking to anyone, or can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you. I got this. Yeah.
Okay. So because if the cameras are off, so sometimes,
Yeah, I'm lying down. I'm not able to
yeah,
switch
I
on
know. And
because
this
I
is
know I
this
will doze
time
off any
everybody is
moment.
like, okay, let me
Yeah, I
shower
didn't
over
sleep
me.
after. Yeah, I didn't sleep after. I mean, it's
Of
so
course.
so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is also extracting, pressing. See, time is a lexicon meaning of asar, right?
Mm.
Time is a lexicon meaning, but there is a root meaning also. And the beauty, if you even take the root meaning, you will get some other gems out of it. So time, yes, with time also you can get a lot of gems, a lot of gems. So I did with time, and now I was doing actually with the extracting juice,
Expecting. Yeah.
and it opened up another level of dough.
Bubble, I also got time as it's fleeting. It's going, we
Yeah.
have an urgency. We human beings, we have a mission,
Hmm.
and time is slipping like from our hands. So that was something symbolically, and also it shows us our limited humanity, to use whatever we have wisely. So for me, I got it as like we have to really make use of whatever is there, open this up. And like it, to me, it was like just keep learning, keep understanding, keep contemplating, keep pondering, that's kind of what I was getting out of all of this.
Amazing. Great. So yes, of course, if you say time, the time is running and Allah is taking an oath of something that is in loss. And if you see, we continuously losing time.
Yeah.
That's also loss, right? We celebrate our birthdays, and actually we are losing our years of life in this
Mm-hmm.
on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's also losing time. But I just want to know, anybody did 4 steps on this or not? Yes.
I didn't finish it. I started.
Okay. Because, okay, so I will share with you what I did. So maybe that will give. So this is one method only. Okay. I mean, there could be so many ways. I'm just sharing with you to give you an idea so that we can work on this. Okay. I mean, as I told you, for me, right now, I keep in my mind the 4 steps of transformation. That means we know that every word and every ayah of the Quran has transformation inside, right? And the steps of transformation are yatlu alayhim ayatihim wa yuzakkihim wa yuallimul kitab wal hikmah, right? So, I mean, how I am, of course, there are so many methods. I mean, we just take the root words that we did. We get the meanings, root words and lexicon meaning. We get the meaning. We do lateral chunking and understand this lateral chunking and apply it to our life, right? This is an NLP method that we already did, or that we discussed. But then we will apply I told you also, this is one method that also will give you the mind-blowing information. Okay. Another method, because yes, Muniba.
I just wanted to quickly clarify. Okay, so there are two things. There's the lexicon meaning you said and the root meaning, and we chunk the root meaning, right? And the lexicon meaning is the Fusha, the one that's in the Quran. Is that correct?
So lexicon meaning is basically the classical Arabic meaning. You know, the classical Arabic, how they use this meaning also.
Yeah,
But
it's Fusha. Yeah, it's called
yes,
Fusha, the
yeah,
one that the Arabic is written in. Okay. So that's the one that they used to, recite and do tafsir and all of that. And
yes,
then
exactly.
the root meaning is when we break down the words in the Arabic language and then we take chunk of that to connect, right? Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
And
Thank you.
also, so the beauty is, even if you take lexicon meaning, you will open up the door. Even if you take root meanings, you will still get a lot of information just by using their root meaning of it. Think about the asar. Asar is, I mean, asir, asar, extract juice, extract essence. Okay, pressing and extracting, pressing. So if you just apply that wal asar innal insana lafi khusr, right? Even that meaning also will make perfect sense. So what now I do apply both meanings. So I take the lexicon meaning and it open up another row, and I take the root meaning and it give me another information. But the best part is, no matter how you take, Allah's words are so perfect, it fits on everything. So you will, no matter how you do tadabbur, how you reflect Allah's words, Allah choose those words not by just lexicon meaning. Allah choose a word that however you see it, you will find a message. So the words even chosen by Allah in a specific ayah is not random. Even the word oath, oath, will, why Allah, so in Arabic, in lexicon Arabic, oath is also zaman, zamin. When we say I also the word za, mim, noon, zaman is also oath. But why Allah did not use zaman? Why Allah use wal? That is also a specific meaning, that Allah use wal, not zaman. So that's why any word that Allah has chosen, even if you go to root meaning, it will give you an essence. It will fit on the ayat also. Yes, Sadia.
What's the difference between zaman and wal?
That's what we have to look. Why Allah did not use the word zaman and why Allah used the word wal? Because if you go to the root meaning, that root meanings will also fit into asar. Because wal is used with asar. Maybe
Right.
zaman will not use with asar.
Mm.
The root meaning of zaman will not use. So even the wal will fit with asar. So it's an oath, but different types of oath. Okay, so the meaning of wal will also fit in that sense. So that's why it's so beautiful in that way, that even if you take the root word, you do tadabbur on the root word, or if you do the lexicon word, it will open up the door. And that's what we think. Oh my, I mean, and now I'm thinking, really, in time is running out and we don't have time and we did not learn anything. This is really will tell us right now, time is really running and we did not focus how much time we have spent of our life, and we are in loss. Even if you see this way, that we are in so much loss that we did not think about Quran, isn't a big loss. What we are extracting up till now, if you see your time as being pressed, and you extract the essence that we have extracted in this age that we are in, what is the essence that we have right now? Nothing. So we are in loss, aren't we? Because we do not even understand the words of Allah, and we have spent so much, I mean, the life that we have spent up till now. And what is the essence of this life if you just press? You see, our life is being pressed now. And we have an extract of this 40 years, 38 years, whatever years that we have been living. What is this extract? What we got from that? Loss. And I'm feeling this when I'm reading Quran. I mean, I'm in such a big loss. Didn't achieve anything. And now so much to do, but time already pressed. I'm already pressed. My fruit is already now being pressed. I don't know how much left, how much more essence I can take out from it. Yes, Arifa.
Assalamu alaikum. I think that why Allah is not using Zamil here, because Zamil is in context
Not
of what
Zamin,
I was
Zaman, not with Dod, with Za.
Zaman, or it has the same meaning of Zamil, Zaman. It's the root is
No,
same.
Zamin is from with Dod. Zamin means taking responsibility, taking, I am your Zamin. I'm your.
of the zamana. You mean zal, meme, zamane
Zal
wala
mean
zaman.
noon. Zal mean noon is different than Zod mean noon.
I think for me the answer comes from the quantum physics or the space and time. When you use the space and time and when it becomes a quantum field, it becomes a whole set of the from two coordinates. The internal area is the map. So while asr, when we use the wow, it means it's the oath, it's the vow of Allah, it's the oath. So it is like even if you know, it is not actually between any coordinates.
Hmm.
It is not between any dimension. It is dimensionless.
Hmm.
That's why it is zaman because we generally when we read in Sufism or Mysticism is zaman or makan,
Hmm.
space and time, zaman and makan. So it is beyond that. Allah,
Hmm.
as we read Malik, Aziz, the quality, the attribute of Allah that He refers to is not controlling, but He is like all over it, like
Hmm.
something is breathing. So I think the wow element.
Perfectly fitting. Yeah.
It's the wow element. You cannot even imagine. It's unfathomable. That wow, even beyond the Hubble telescope, even beyond the James Webb telescope, you don't know. It's beyond time and space. I believe that it is beyond the x-axis, y-axis coordinates. All there's no map to it. That is
Got
why
it.
Allah, I am taking oath of something which you don't know, and it
Great.
is not captivated in the terms of how we measure either
Hmm.
space, time, gravity, non-gravity, black hole, white hole, anything.
Yeah,
This is
I
my
agree. I agree.
this is my
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so Sadia shared her view. Muniba, would you like to share what you have got? And Arifa also shared Muniba. Because we want
Um,
to share our own our own things so that we all can
yeah.
think of
So, of course, the first thing I did was I made sure I got my tafsir right, you know. So in tafsir, it's supposed to be understood as like eternity, basically. So future, like past, present, future, all time. Or, but this time, I think we know that Allah is out of the dimension of time. So this time is just for us. Everything is in like everything
we
is
are
one
inside
moment for
time.
Him. Yeah, everything is one moment for where Allah stands, and then for us we have past, present, future, right? So I used the app, and thank you, Arifa, for explaining how to do the root words. So I did for Asar, and then I got time, squeezing the juice, hurricane, cyclone, rain clouds, and afternoon. So I just did like a sort of like a chunk up for each one. And so for hurricane, I came to like the thing it led me to like helplessness. Like when we reach a cyclone or a hurricane and you're standing alone in the storm, there is nothing that can help you. Nothing can shelter you. You are helpless fully. And then there is like rain clouds. That was another root word. I did chunk up for that, and it gave me like rain, ready to pour. It's like sometimes, you just stand under the clouds and you feel like Allah's blessing is gonna rain onto you. So it's a blessing. So I personally, the way I connected it, it was that your personal time, your eternity, your past, present, future, all time, you know, all of this, you're in loss, good or bad, helpless or in blessing.
Hmm.
In helplessness, in extreme helplessness, or in blessing, you are forever and always in loss. When
Hmm.
you're in good, let's say like you're at a wedding or something, sometimes we don't, you lose the focus of Allah. You're too busy doing worldly things, or because you're
Even
so
this is
happy.
loss also.
Yeah, so this is a loss because you're losing every second,
Yeah.
every moment, every hour to do dhikr and remember Allah and collect your deeds, for your judgment day. So that is a loss. And then when you're in helpless or powerless position, or depression, anxiety. A lot of us have felt that. Sometimes you're like, oh, I can't pray on time, I can't this, I can't that. So the can't doing it is also a loss. So in good, in blessing, and in helplessness, like in all aspects, the up and the down, of life, past, present, future, you are in loss. That's all time. So that's that's what I figured out. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody, every single person is in loss. Yeah, that's for all of, because Allah used the word insan.
Yeah.
Innal
And
insana. And for sure, innal means for sure. No doubt about it.
yeah,
Each and every human being is
yeah,
in loss.
yeah. And then, sorry, because I figured out the hurricane led me to extreme powerlessness and helplessness, and the rain clouds led me to like blessing and that kind of feeling. It kind of reminded me of ABCD in NLP, right? So whether you're at A or B, or you're at the helpless at C, or you're coming up at D at blessing, all of it is lost, unless, and then obviously there's a meaning to it, that unless you have those characters of patience and haq and all those other things that were the ayats that are going to come next.
Yes.
Yeah. So
See,
that's what I
even
figured out.
exactly. See, this is the beauty of when you have some knowledge and you connect your knowledge, and you will get, so A, B, C, D. Unless you are, even if you are at C, because every human, it's not, Allah is not saying first that some of the human beings are in loss, and all human beings are in loss, and there is no doubt. Okay, so we have to get into loss like A, B, C. So we all have, and that's a growth point, right? So everybody get into C, and at that C again, إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. So it means from C, if you even get to C, you have to do the good work, keep doing the good work, be patient. Okay, look for the truth, that this C cannot be something bad, it is taking me to somewhere. So وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر, and keep doing the good work to get into, that's where you will get out. You will not stay in the loss, you will go out from the loss. So that is also very beautiful connection of what we did A, B, C, D for Surah Asr as well. So either you stay in the sea and you keep getting lost. I remember when we talk about law of entropy, that say when the disbalance happen or when disturbance happen, either it will keep getting down, which means the more destruction will happen, it will continue to destroy, or a new system will be created. The law of entropy, when we talk about ABCD, also we discuss about the law of entropy, a law of thermodynamics, that it says that when a system is disturbed, okay, or something is in loss, either it will increase the loss, it will keep getting into law, or it will create a new order. But it will only create a new order when إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. So if you just think about A, B, C, D part, what in terms of Quran, if you look at the Quran and in terms, and when we are at C, what can take us to D? Good deeds, yeah, and then patience, looking for the truth, right, and believe that this is only the C. Of course, the first thing is believing. Amanu, right? Illallazina amanu. So the first thing is believing, which means we, even if we are at sea, we need to have a belief that this is sea and this is not forever. The time is passing still, and we will get to the essence, right? So believe is the first thing. Then keep going, doing the good work. Wow, keep doing the good work, and then being patient and looking for the truth and the reality. So that's so beautiful connection, Muniba.
I have another observation while Muniba was saying. I just had a thought that might help somebody, or maybe we can connect. I was thinking that whenever in mathematics you minus something from, like you minus a number which is less number, and the answer will always come in minus. There are numbers like that, right? Like if you minus anything from 0, the answer is going to be in -2, -2. So I think
Negative.
this is somewhere also that if plus 2 and -2 are there, then they're going to cancel, and the answer is going to be, not in minus.
Mhm.
So I think this is something to do with mathematics as well,
Of
because the
course, a
mathematics of
mathematician can get the
human being.
mathematics out of it.
Because as you were saying in the last bit, insan is in khasara. So this means that why human is in loss, because the good deeds are going to go into the negative, because you are multiplying it wrongly, or you are multiplying, or you're subtracting it from the wrong thing. And until
Exactly.
and unless you start it will keep on dividing, and you are going to go, because we have to find the formula to multiply it rather than divide and get minus. This is when Muniba was talking about it, only then it struck me that maybe this is another chord where I need to think about how. I'm not sure about it, but it just came just few minutes while she was talking.
Perfect. Amazing.
Pablo, can I say something also?
Yeah, Sadia.
Also, I think because as human beings, we can't logically or realistically dedicate our entire lives to all of dhikr. We have families, we have children, and I think also that reinforced in my mind, like having a righteous child, for example, or teaching the right things to your family or to anybody, even a friend or somebody, that is also part of a plan, a divine
The
plan.
problem is, the problem I think is that we actually separate our family, our other responsibilities from deen, from zikr of Allah. Every single thing that we do, it is a zikr of Allah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
We are
like a
mindful of
sadka
what are
jariya,
our
right?
rights in the family, what are our, what we're supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do, how we have, how we have to earn, what are the halal earning. Every
Yeah.
single thing is a
Yeah.
zikr.
It's
So
all
it's
and it's
like
all
lifestyle.
mandated in the Quran.
Yeah, it's not a
Like there's
separate area.
nothing.
That's why when I
Yeah.
remember I talk about the values, and I said I used to take a spirituality as a separate value, or now it's not a separate. It's a whole life, and that's why
Yeah.
when people are talking about life values, it's Islam.
Mm.
If you take up all areas and make a big picture, it's Islam.
It's all encompassing. It covers everything.
Yeah. So that's why. So we cannot leave a single second that not to do zikr, because everything that we do in other areas of life is zikr also, if we are following what Allah is prescribing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so what I will show you right now, I mean, again, I'm just still clearing it up, but just to show you that how I did, for example, remember the 4 steps: yatlu alayhim ayatihim wa yuzakkihim wa yuallimul Quran wal hikmah. Because why I'm so much attached to this all 4 steps, because this is the mission that has been given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? It means that for a prophet to complete his mission, he has Quran, he have revelations, right? So each and every ayah and surah, actually I believe that it's actually fulfilling prophet mission. So if what that's, I mean, there are so many other ways of doing tadabbur, and and people are doing it amazingly. But this one aspect I took it because that's a method of transformation. So, I mean, I'm saying that there are so many other methods, there are so many other ways of doing tadabbur, through mathematics, through physics, through all of those things. I took these 4 steps of transformation, as I said it, or as a prophetic mission, because Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has to complete his mission through the wahi, or through the revelation that Allah has given. And that revelation and that wahi is in the form of Quran, with each and every word, with each and every ayah, with each and every surah of the Quran is fulfilling these 4 prophetic mission. And that's what we are doing. Even if I'm saying wal, the oath should have, it's according to me, for the oath, I am looking at how the oath is doing yatlu, how the oath is doing yatlu alayhim ayatihim, how, and this oath is doing yuzakkihim, how this oath is doing yu'allimul kitab, and how this oath, the word oath, wal, is actually giving me a wisdom. Then I go to asr, and I say how asr is giving me the first step of yatlu alayhim ayatihim, how asr is actually making me purifying me, yuzakkihim, how asr, the word asr is actually giving me a laws, okay, aligning me with the laws, and how the word asr is giving me a wisdom. Because this is if it is a prophetic mission, and it completed through the revelation, with each and every verse, with each and every word, each and every verse, each and every surah should reveal this for prophetic mission. I mean, this is what I believe, and this is what I am looking for it. So that's why I am connecting with everything. Okay, how it's giving me yatlu alayhim ayatihim, what sign I have to follow from the word wal asr, what sign, what symbol, what angles I have to look at only wal asr, and then how this wal asr is purifying me, how this wal asr is aligning me with the laws, how this wal asr is giving me wisdom. And then the word only wal asr will transform me, because that's 4 steps of transformation. Is that making sense? I mean, are you connecting it or no? Because this is how I am connecting it. So does it make sense to you? Because again, it's my contemplation. So you may argue about it, you may come to something, or you may think about, no, it is not matching anything. So does it make sense logically for you?
Yes, yeah, it does.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I will show you how. I mean, of course, I mean, I have done so much work, but something I'm cleaning up here, so that to just show you, so that we can also use that angle as well. Together with what you are doing, all of us, we are doing great, because there is no specific method, but this is what I am doing. So just to share. So for example, I took the word wal asr, okay, by time. Okay. So think about, even the word wal asr is an ayah, right? Because after that, innal insana lafi khusr. So the word only wal asr is in ayat by itself. So understand what I'm saying here. Although we go yatlu alayhim ayatihim, where is the first thing we take as a yatlu, how it is yatlu, how it is alayhim, how it is ayatihim. But even if you're doing yatlu, you are doing yatlu on an ayah. Every single word of Quran is ayah. Are you following what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that what I do, how I'm doing it. Although the first thing is yatlu, okay, but what we are what we are doing the recitation of an ayah. So the first thing should come of an
I
like
can hear you,
taking
you're muted, Kamal.
Am I muted?
No, you are not. No, I can hear you.
You can hear? You guys can hear?
Yeah, we can hear her.
That's weird. That's
Okay. So what
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
You are right. Ayah is the object in the sentence. Any sentence, there has to be an object which you are talking about. So that's
So
ayah.
even the word yatlu, what we will yatlu an ayah itself. Although it's yatlu alayhim ayatihi. Ayatihi is the third word in this ayah, in this whole ayat. In this whole ayat, the ayatihi is the third one. But even the first one is also an ayat. Are you following what I'm saying? So that's why we will do yatlu alayhim ayatihim, but we will start first with an ayat. Because the word yatlu is itself an ayat, a symbol, a sign. Okay. So if you understand this thing, then I will go further to explain. Otherwise, it will give little bit confusion.
I'm okay with it. I can go
So,
ahead.
Kalpal, like, are you trying to say that ayah, in the sense, if you talk about sign or clue, every word you are taking it as an ayat, like a sign, a clue?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, I will take every single thing as a clue. So
Sorry.
I start with, let's say, wal asr. I start with the ayah as an ayah first. Once I get the angles of an ayat of wal asr, then I get yatlu on applying on those angles. Then I get alayhim applying on those angles. Although it's yatlu alayhim ayatihim, but yatlu itself is an ayah.
Okay.
Okay. We can do other thing. We can say yatlu as a recitation, making an order, making proper follow-up, following an order, and looking at closely. So when you look at closely also, you will actually get to the meanings of it.
if we have to talk about, like, if we take the example in English, like, let's say, how will you define this thing, what you're saying, if we don't take the yatlu? If we rephrase this sentence that you're saying to understand that this yatlu itself is an ayat, right?
Yeah.
So the one that we are decoding itself is a sign. This is what you
Yes.
mean.
Yes. Okay.
Mm.
So that's why if we start with, let's say, wal asr is actually, you have to do first yatlu of wal asr, right? But wal asr before yatlu is an ayat itself that you have to recite to recite. This is an ayat. So right, let's take a wal asr, the word wal asr. Okay. And if we apply the 4 steps of transformation of the word wal asr. Okay. So the first step is yatlu alayhim ayatihim. Correct? In yatlu alayhim ayatihim, the first word is yatlu. But what we are doing tilawa for is an ayah, right? So what you are yatluing in a way, you are yatluing an ayah. Okay. So that's why how I did, I take it first as an ayah and then applying the angles of yatlu on that ayat meaning. Let me show you now what I mean for that. So let's say I took the word wal asr. Okay. And remember we talk about, now I'm applying the angles of an ayat. What is the angles of an ayat? Because every single word of a Quran is an ayah. It's a symbol, it's a sign. Correct? And remember the document I shared with you yesterday or day before yesterday, that what are the meanings of the root meanings of ayat, the lexicon meaning, the lateral chunking of different angles of ayat. So first what I did, let's say I'm taking the word wal asr and I am applying the root meanings of ayat, journalized ayat, because every word is an ayat. Please understand this thing to make this document clear. Every single word is ayat, right? So I have the root meaning of ayat, I have the lexicon meaning of ayat, and I did some lateral chunking of the word ayat. So I'm starting with the word, the lateral chunking angles of an ayat. So let's say the word wal asr, before doing yatlu alayhim ayatihim of wal asr, I take it as an ayat and I apply the ayat angles on wal asr. So there was one angle of ayat which I called it, which remember we talked it indicator angle. It's a sign pointing towards something itself. If you open the document where I decode the word ayat, okay, where I did a lateral chunking with some angles, that, what is this an example of? Ayat is an example of pointing something beyond itself. That's one angle of an ayat. So I took wal asr and I said, okay, wal asr, what it is pointing towards something beyond itself. So I'm applying the ayat angle on wal asr. Okay. Then for applying that angle, I ask myself some questions. This is an indicator angle saying it's a sign pointing beyond itself. Now, which ayat I'm using? I'm using wal asr. Okay. What is time pointing something beyond itself? So I'm applying the ayat indicator angle. How is time pointing beyond itself? Because as Muniba mentioned, time is not self-contained. We are inside the time. So it is actually pointing beyond itself. It's pointing change. It's pointing decay. It's pointing decay. It's pointing ending beyond itself. It's going on and it is pointing something beyond itself. It's pointing endings, which is beyond the time that is going on right now. Okay. So it's pointing an accountability also. It's pointing somewhere. Whatever you are doing right now in the time, there is an accountability. That's a bigger thing than what it is right now. So this is called indicator angle on the ayat indicator angle of wal asr. I just want to make sure that you understand this part, because this might be a little bit not easy to. If you understand this part, then everything what I'm doing, it will make sense. Anybody have any?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a wal asr is an ayat. And in that document I shared with you, I took the ayat angle. What is ayat representation of? Okay, it's a representation of indicator angle. There is evidence angle, proof angle, right? So each and every angle I will apply on one asar. Okay, once I applied on one asar, let's say I get question, what is time pointing towards? So I said, okay, indicator, what is it indicating towards? Where it is indicating? Where it is indicating, how it is indicating, and what it is indicating towards something beyond time, something beyond extraction. Where, how, what it is indicating towards. So when we do when we do this type of thing, we have to ask question. Remember, in lateral chunking, we just ask question. What is this an example of? What are other examples of this? So questioning will open the thinking part, reflection part.
Normally, you're using this ayat or this whole indicate angle part as presuppositions as we use in the NLP. When somebody gives us a statement, it's like a presupposition. Like
See,
if you
the ayat, the root meaning of ayat is also a sign, right? In sign beyond something. So that's one of the meaning. What are other meaning of the sign beyond? It's indication. Another meaning is indication. So one of the angle of a sign is indication. Now indication, then you ask question. Indication, indicating what? Indicating where? Indicating how? Okay, so time is indicating what? Time is indicating where? Where it is indicating? Time, how time is indicating? Indicator. Beyond itself. So then you ask those questions of how, what, where, what if, okay? Then you will actually get to know to more answers. So for example, what is time pointing towards that is greater than itself? The time is pointing towards the hereafter, the judgment day, the human loss in the same surah. The time is pointing towards it is greater than the time itself is the human loss and its moral consequences. So time basically it's a road, it's ongoing thing, and it's indicating towards something that will be, when it will be extract, it will be pressed upon, you will get an essence. So it is indicating towards the essence of the time at the end. Okay, why would Allah swear by it? Now it's oath. Why Allah is swearing by time? What does an oath indicate? So now I'm applying on wal asar, wal, the oath. What does oath indicate? Here the oath indicates seriousness. Here the oath indicates urgency, the importance, the warning. Because wal can be indicating something else. Wal, Allah can use the word oath that, oh, I mean, towards that I am Lord, there is no doubt about it. I'm taking an oath of something. I'm taking an oath of Zaitun. I'm taking an oath. But that oath will be indicating something else. Watini was Zaituni. That's also an oath. But that oath is indicating something else. Wal Asar oath is indicating something else beyond itself, beyond time. Watini was Zaitun is indicating something beyond teen and Zaitun. So that's indicator angle is also very important angle of an ayah. Right? So here the time indication is seriousness, that Allah is taking take the time serious. There is an urgency. You cannot waste time like this. There is an importance of the time, because when you will be extracted like asr, the essence will come and you are losing because you keep getting pressed on. So you keep getting losing the time. So take it serious. Take it important. It's a warning for you. And I am taking an oath that you will see an essence of it. To take it serious.
I have a question. Why Allah? It's just a question. Like you asked, why would Allah swear by a time? Why Allah needs to swear? Allah is Allah. We're reading the book of the word of Allah. Their commandments, their Sharia, their tariqat, everything is there. We know.
Very good question.
But
why Allah needs to swear upon it?
Why?
Because think about human psychology. Allah made us, right? When we are swearing about something, we actually let people believe by swearing, right? So Allah is talking to us and Allah will use our own psychology in that sense. Because Allah is swearing because, okay, you take things seriously when somebody is swearing upon something. I am swearing upon time. Take it serious. Allah does not need to swear upon it, but Allah knows our psychology. When somebody is swearing upon something, we take it serious. Oh, this person is so confident, so sure about it that he is taking an oath on it. He's swearing upon it. So that's why Allah is mentioning, okay, you want how serious it is? I'm taking an oath of it. So I think one of the answer could be this. Maybe there are other reasons that we can contemplate why Allah need to swear. That's a very good question. And there is no wrong in asking that question, because then it will open that, think about it, why Allah need to swear upon time? Why Allah is swearing? Why Allah is taking an oath? Allah does not need to take an oath and swear upon anything. Yes, but Allah knows us, that which we will give importance to, right? That could be one of the reasons. Maybe there could be other reason that we need to contemplate into that sense. And I just come up with this because you just ask, and I ask myself, why Allah need to swear upon something? Then the only answer came because we believe more strongly if somebody swear upon something. Even on the courts, we take an oath. I will say everything truthfully, right? So swear and wait on
Maybe at the
something.
same, maybe sometimes when the words which is coming with the oath, like what tini was zaituni, what uresini, there are three pointing to three, items, three things. Here
Yes,
it's asar. So it creates the importance of that other root
possible.
as well.
So oath, like
So
think about, we have to think when normally we take oath. We take oath when we want someone to believe, right? That's when we take oath. We take oath.
or we take oath of the most prestigious things.
Yes.
It is
We
only
take
Bible,
oath when
it
you
is
want to
only
give value to something. I take oath of that, like no, in childhood we used to say Allah ka wada maine ye nahi kiya, like I don't know if you used to do it till now. Me and my sister, when we want to emphasize Allah ka wada ye hua, Allah ka wada ye. So that's also an oath we are taking because of something really important that cannot be denied. So when we take oath, we have to put those scenarios, then normally how we take oath. And then we can see, okay, in different places, Allah used different angles of oath. And that's why angles are important. So what is oath an example of? What is taking oath an example of? What are other examples of taking oath? When you want to emphasize on something, when you want people to believe you, when you want to show some important urgency. So that's again lateral chunking. Lateral chunking open up so much way. It's something, a gem in NLP. If I would trade all NLP, I just take a thinking way of NLP. I just keep with me lateral chunking and give everything else of NLP especially. Just keep with me and because that actually tell you how to think. Okay. So that's about oath. So when Allah swear by something, he elevates it like, an epistemic doorway. The oath is not about glorifying time. Here, Allah is not glorifying the time, because when we take an oath, we glorify that thing, like Allah ka wada, So I'm glorifying that, something. So here with time, Allah is not glorifying time in this way, in this angle of oath. It is pointing that something comes after oath. So because we are applying an indicator, what come after this oath? We are applying an indicator angle of an ayah. So we have to think about the oath as an indicator also, because here the oath is not glorifying, is not an evidence. Here we are looking from the lens of indication, where this oath is pointing towards. Okay, which is actually pointing towards innal insana lafi khusrin. Indeed, mankind is in loss. So the oath here is an indicator of crisis. Okay. Now let's say I did one indicator angle of only indicator angle right now of the ayat of Asr. Now I'm just giving you how I do it, so that you understand this thing, what I did. After that, now I understand the indicator angle. Let me apply which angle of Yatlu on this indicator angle, because remember, there are so many angles of Yatlu as well. In order, follow closely, and then we did lateral chunking of Yatlu. So what I did here, I said, okay, how can this indicator example, what Yatlu angle I will apply here? Okay, so basically Yatlu means to follow closely in sequence, right? If Yatlu means to follow closely, what are we following in Wal Asr? Closely. We have to follow very closely in wal asr. Maybe time we have to follow very closely in when Allah is swearing upon. We have to follow very closely the loss that is happening. What I am losing. Yes, time is losing, but what in time I am losing, I have to follow. That's why I have to do yatlu on the time itself, on the loss itself, on the accountability itself. So that's what we have to do. That's what the indicate, where it's indicating the loss. Where is the loss indicating? How can I follow the loss that is indicating in that ayah? How can I follow time that is indicating in that ayah? Because it's following closely. Yatlu means following closely. So same thing applied on that direction. What happens if you do not follow the sequence of time? Now, if you don't do it, then what will happen? If you don't do yatlu on time, on loss, on accountability, you will treat time as something neutral. You know, it will just keep passing on. You miss the urgency, and you remain heedless. Okay, so yatlu here means follow the logical chain that is embedded in the reality. So here what we will need as a yatlu, when we do apply yatlu on indicator angle of an ayah of wal asr. Okay, do we need active tracking of the yatlu or the passive tracking? We need an active tracking, right? We actually look intellectually how time is leading me towards loss. Where time is leading me towards loss. What is in time that is leading me in what loss? And then actually the yatlu will not only the recitation, yatlu become your cognitive engagement. When you follow closely about the indicator where it is indicating me. So that's one angle of indication of an ayat, and we apply yatlu of follow closely. Everybody is with me? You understand what I mean? And this is one angle I did only, and we all can do so many angles on that. Okay.
Kamal, isn't this not for the thing that you were talking about just right now that you just scroll down up? It is the
Quantum, yeah.
Cartesian model. Yeah.
Quantum. Exactly. Okay. Now, then we still have remaining alayhim. Yatlu alayhim. So we did ayatahi first. And then because even ayat, even al asr is an ayat. So I did ayat first. Okay. Then I got, okay, how can I read this ayat? What yatlu part, what yatlu angle I will apply on indicator angle, for example. Okay. I got that one. And then I have to apply alayhim also. And you know, alayhim also have so many angles, which I give you in the document. You see the document. So a question about alayhim. Alayhim means landing upon Allah, coming from Allah, right? And I told you Allah have so many angles. Allah is upon something. Allah is together with something, right? So which Allah is applying on this of this indicator angle of an ayat. Okay, so I said, okay, if I take the upon them, Allah, alayhim, okay, how does time land upon us? So now we are talking about time, which is indicating towards something. How it will land upon how time land upon us. If you take upon us, so it surround us, it limit us, it reduce our lifespan. So we are not outside of time, we are inside time, it's surrounding us, it's landing upon us as a surrounding, as a covering. So which meaning of Allah will apply here? As a surrounding, as a landing, as a covering. So now you take the whole thing together, yatlu alayhim ayatihim. With only indicator angle, you will get deeper information. So in what way the oath is actually landing upon us? Okay, and alayhim also on the oath, because wal asar have two things, wal and asar. So asar is time is landing upon us, and how this oath is landing upon us, alayhim. How this oath is alayhim upon us, you can say, or upon us. Okay, in what way the oath is pressing upon the listener, because one of the meaning of alayhim is also pressing. And see, pressing and then asar also pressing. You see the two, how Allah used the word perfectly together. Allah also means upon you pressing. And asar also means pressing and extracting. So wal asar, if you put Allah, alayhim, you see how alayhim it is happening. It is happening because it's pressing. And time is pressing also. And extraction is pressing also. So it creates pressure. because we are running out of time. So this realization of wal asr only with the alayhim angle is actually telling you that you have a weight over you because it's pressing you. So is
Someone,
this, yeah.
I have an interesting thing to tell. Maybe I will forget it next time. You know, when I was doing about the zaitun oil, you were talking about the lamp. I was also doing that yatlu, and also I was reading about Surah Teen and the role of olive itself, the significance. So it is also said even in Bible. It is the pressing of the oil. The oil, because it is the way it is pressed, it's the most purified way of doing. So again, olive, if Allah is taking oath of Vaktine was Zaitune. So again, it's the same meaning as you're telling here. So it might be some in all the elements that he is taking oath. One thing is pressing. Olive oil, olives are famous in Bible in
That's
Torah.
that's
It's
an angle of
pressing.
alayhim, no? So you can put alayhim angle. Okay, if I put alayhim angle upon them, how can I use this? Oh, pressing upon something. So that's the beauty, like that's why I'm saying these 4 steps, yatlu alayhim ayatihim wa yuzakkihim wa yu'allimul kitab wal hikmah, that is applying in each and every word of Quran. That's actually what mind blowing for me. Think about it. When it is pressing, then how it is yuzakkihim, pure oil come out. Either it's pure or it's not pure. And then when pure oil come out, there are some laws about the purity that you have to align. And what is the wisdom behind this pure oil? Each and every word of this 4 prophetic mission is applying according to me in each and every word of the Quran, of the ayah of the Quran. And that's what mind blowing for me. And that's where I am just, I'm just doing, thinking about it. And I don't find it. I mean, there are so many other ways, but I'm just stuck with this way because this is, I cannot even contemplate fully. Yeah. So then this is just an indicator angle that I showed you. Indicator angle of an ayah. You get an indicator angle, you get some meaning, then you do yatlu and then you do alayhim. Which part of yatlu and which part of alayhim on indicator angle. Then we have an evidence angle. So let's say wal asr as an evidence. Asr. Evidence is demonstrative proof, right? If you take this ayah of asr, a time, how it is an evidence, how time is an evidence, how pressing is an evidence. Now think about how pressing extraction is an evidence. We discuss A, B, C, D, right? And we know this is an evidence. And we all agree that each one of us will go through A, B, C, D, and we come out of it. Isn't it an evidence? Each one of us from our life, it's a proof. When you pressed, you go to C, you come out of. If you come out of C, you are in a. You have another level. Isn't it an evidence of? Huh?
I mean, it's transformed. When you come out of
Yeah,
it, there is
you are
one
transformed.
sort
You
of
are
a
grow.
transformation.
You have growth, and you are grown already, right? So isn't it an evidence from each and every one of us, our life? We are here. We have been through, and we all can link our ABCD, right? Isn't it an evidence? So time itself an evidence that is proving what actually Allah is giving an oath. It's a proof also. Look at your life. Isn't it? Am I not taking a wrong oath? Or am I not taking a right? Sorry, am I not taking an evident, something? Because we take an oath when something is very evident, right? Don't we take oath of evidences? That this is a fact. I take an oath. So Allah is taking oath of an evidence. Oath also fit on evidence angle as well of an ayah. Time itself is an evidence, a proof. Right? So how can I apply the evidence angle? What does time empirically prove here? Time already proved that everything is changes. Everything is changing. Everything has ending. The life is finite. Isn't an evidence? So if I took an ayat of evidence, yatlu alayhim ayatihim, so just I'm doing an ayah of evidence angle. We did an indicator. Time is indicating towards something, and time is an evidence of itself, of the loss, of the changes, of the end. And we have seen already in the past that people have lost. They have ending. The people are changing also. The time itself, the era is changing itself. That's an evidence also. So if you apply the evidence angle, it fits perfectly also. Is time observable evidence or abstract theory? Of course, we know that we have childhood, youth, old age. It's an evidence. We have morning and evening, time-wise, evident. Construction and decay, evident time-wise. So isn't time an evidence also?
Yeah,
So
baby in the mother's womb, like for 9 months, that is also an
evidence.
evidence. Yeah.
Yes. So even while asr time indicator, yes, it's indicating towards something and it's an evidence of itself. So even the ayat, remember ayat is a symbol, is an evidence, is applying here as well. What I mean, and then you should, what structure you observe something, you understand the pattern, and you raise to the conclusion, and that's actually the classical reasoning. You know, when you reason something, you observe it, you extract the pattern, and you create a conclusion. The real logical reasoning is this. So if you see, each and every ayat is not illogical. It's giving us a reasoning, and reasoning from evidence also. So when you say, when people say, oh, don't ask any question about Islam, just believe because it's coming from Allah. And Allah is saying, take each and every ayah, there is an evidence, there is a logical reasoning, you will get it. Don't believe just randomly. Because there is, think about, ayah is an evidence. So it means every Quran, every single word is an ayah, and it is an evidence of itself. So an evidence means observation, pattern, conclusion. So each and every word and every surah and every ayah is making us giving us a logic. So it's not like illogical illogical believing, or just believe without asking question. Yes, Sadia.
I think also the beauty of the Quran, in addition to what we're doing right now and decoding and understanding, is that even people who are of a different mindset, people who just read the Quran in Arabic, for example, they're illiterate, but they know the Quran, the Arabic. The fact that the Arabic language itself, even without understanding, for example, is so powerful. There's no other book that you can read not understanding it and have an impact, right?
Because yeah,
illiterate people in villages, for example, they don't even know how to read and write their own names.
But isn't it a responsibility of every human being to...
No, I agree with you. No, all I'm saying is the power of the language, the words, just the fact that it's Allah's book, it's Allah's creation, in it of itself is so phenomenal. And then what we're doing is we're digging deeper, we're decoding, we're understanding, we're applying. And yes, of course, we should apply. I'm not saying we shouldn't, but I'm just saying that even when we read, for example, if I read Surah Baqarah every day, or I read half of it a day, it's giving me a lightness in my chest. It's making me feel better. And I haven't even decoded it yet. I haven't even sat down, which I will.
I have a little different point. Personally, it's my point of view. I have a little different point of view. Okay. I believe that it's a responsibility, doesn't matter literate or, because to whom the Quran came? Prophet Muhammad, Ummi. Right? He was, okay, it's in Arabic, he can understand it, but he was not literate or educated person, right? So that's the first example that we have to follow. If we are saying ourselves a Muslim, yes, you know, I can understand that. I'll tell you why we feel so calm when we read Surah Baqarah, even without understanding, because we believe this is the word of Allah and it will give me calm. That belief will give you calmness. Think about how can you have calmness in your heart when you are hearing something that is giving that is talking about punishment, that is giving you that you will be thrown into a blazing fire and you will be doing this, you will be getting this, you will be, and you are feeling calmness in your heart. How? At that moment your calmness should go away. It push you into towards thinking and making things right. This is my perspective, that taking knowledge, understanding is the responsibility. Even the person who is illiterate, it's a responsibility, it's a fard to take knowledge.
No, see, I agree with you 100%. I'm just saying that by itself, the Quran is so powerful. For example, when people get ruqya done, they're not decoding anything. They're just reading specific ayahs of the Quran, and the impact of that is so powerful. I have witnessed it myself personally, that it's unbelievable. The
that's
things
for
that,
sure.
yeah.
That's for sure that
Yeah.
these are Allah's word and has power.
Yeah.
And like we can use it, and it has, in one word you understand, you don't understand, there is neki, or there is there is good deeds written in your
Like shift. There's some kind of a healing.
Yeah. And like what is this powerful ruqya? Let's say you do ruqya and some people is suffering from something and somebody is doing ruqya. Okay. Ruqya is not powerful for every single person who is doing ruqya. It's a specific way of recitation.
Yeah.
It's a specific way of generating the frequency that actually has an impact.
And attracting that thing, whatever spiritual disease you have.
Yeah, although the word says I do ruqya and somebody else who is expert in doing ruqya, I will not impact the same. If somebody God forbid somebody have some jinn or something and come to me and I start doing ruqya, I may not be that impactful as somebody else who know how to create that pressure with the sound, creating the vibration, creating the frequency. That frequency will impact without knowing. Without knowledge, the way the sound frequency will impact. Think about it, like there are a lot of sound healing nowadays is happening, right?
Yeah.
And people feel good because when the sound is going, they don't understand what is happening. It's just the sound, but they start crying, they start, releasing their emotions with the sound healing. But they don't understand what this sound really deep understanding of the meaning. They don't, but that frequency that is being created, it touches some emotional part. It vibrate the cells or emotions. Understand, this is very important point that you raised actually here.
Yeah, even in Taraweeh in Sharjah, there are 2 or 3 mosques that they give the imam when he reads. There are few people who suddenly break down, or they start crying or screaming, or and the rest of us are fine. For example,
that's the frequency vibration.
Right.
With the way of recitation, with the tartilan, like tartila, how
Yeah.
you do the proper recitation with proper sound effect. That actually what brings things out of the people without even understanding.
But I do 100% agree with you. I had this discussion yesterday with my daughter, and I said that we're reading the Quran like blind people, like deaf people. We're just reading, reading, and we're not even applying or understanding what everything, So I 100% agree with you. But I just think there's also a power.
There is power, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. There is power. Then you have to, if you don't understand it, then you have to read it with proper recitation, with proper frequency, with proper vibration. That will make the change. Not the way we are reading. Completely, even we don't read the word correctly.
Exactly.
As Pakistanis, we know that, right? So what it will create an impact, but it could create an opposite impact. When Darlene, we read as Zaleen.
Yeah. Yes.
We are making completely different meaning out of it, Zoleen and Darlene. So what frequency we are creating, because we don't even understand the word Darlene or Zoleen. That's too, again, I mean, I was also, before I had some discussions with some people about yes, there is no doubt about it, the power of Quran. Each and every word will give you neki, will give you sawab. Each and every word will add in your amal 10 neki. So think about it. Even if I don't know, but I'm reading the word of Allah, I am getting reward. But this reward will be weighed in the judgment day. Because it's just written, okay, this much reward, you have some nekis, you have some rewards for reading only. But it's not only for reading. Quran is giving us the life, giving us the understanding. Why? Without understanding, what is the point of Quran? I don't understand. Without understanding, just reciting. For me, yes, I can get some neki and some sawab. Okay. I will put into my amal some of the weight of the neki. That's fine, that I understand. But there is no way I can make change in life. Quran is not for akhirah. To put the nekis in the akhirah. That's what people do when somebody die and they read they recite Quran. I did khatam of 30 sipara for that person who died.
Mhm.
What benefit it will give to the person who died? And you are reciting Quran for them when they did not apply in their life. It was for life, not for death.
Mhm.
It is telling you what will happen after that, so you make your life better. Not after that, whatever you did, and now we are sending the sawab. How we are sending sawab? I didn't find any linkage of that.
Yeah,
Even
that's not even
my father
authentic.
passed away last year, and I went to Pakistan, and there was full arrangement in the family of finishing Quran and asking more, people in the mosque, like finish 2 Quran, 3 Quran. For what? I said, no, we will not do that. I stopped that. And my aunt and my father's sister, they were all calling me crazy. I said, nobody will finish Quran and send him this. Better make dua, because he
Mhm.
will not get any benefit of getting Quran for him.
Exactly.
You will get benefit of recitation, maybe some neki of, because you are reciting, but he will not get any benefit. So better to make dua rather than sending him the Quran.
Or give a
According to
sadqa jariyah, in his name. That's what we did for my dad. We even didn't do this. We didn't do that also.
Yeah, so that's so many things that actually we have different understanding about it. If you think logically, it doesn't make any sense. And that's why Quran is reasoning. Quran is logic. Do logic, do reasoning. Don't do things without understanding. So that's why each word is ayah, and each word itself, each ayah itself an evidence. So when we call if you have an evidence of something, think about it. If we have some evidence about something, if I say I have a proof, I have an evidence, am I not talking logic?
Yeah.
If I'm saying an I am also means an evidence, a proof, it means I have to prove it logically. It cannot come illogical, because ayah means also a proof, and a proof is a logical proof. So every single word of a Quran, every single ayah of the Quran is logic. And if you cannot fit, say again,
Proof of the
proof of the
proof.
proof. Exactly. Beautiful. Anyway, so that's again the proof angle, the evidence angle. And now we will do yatlu on evidence angle. What angle of yatlu we can put on evidence? So how does yatlu operate in the evidence angle? Okay, by tracking how can you prove something? Remember, the yatlu means following, tracking closely. So which angle of yatlu will prove evidence when you follow the patterns in reality? Repeated observations. How can you say something is evident? Something is proved because it's happening again and again and again and again. And yatlu means following. So which angle of yatlu apply on evidence? Tracking, patterns. That angle of yatlu will apply on evidence. So here the yatlu means tracking the pattern. If you're taking an ayat, asr, a time, as an evidence, then you have to look the pattern of time. If we are taking time as an indicator, then we have to use the indicator angle of yatlu, where it is indicating, following what is indicating towards, following again. Here we are taking the following, but from the patterns. You see one indicator angle taking a yatlu towards future, following towards future. Evidence angle following towards the past, looking at the patterns and evidences and proofs. You see different meanings, different way of looking at yatlu itself with different angle of an ayat. It's so beautiful. But if you fail to follow the pattern, what happened? Again, quantum, what if you fail the pattern of looking at the pattern? You live random life. You don't actually know the meaning of time. You don't infer meaning from change. So yatlu here in evidence angle, yatlu is the pattern recognition. So if I'm taking any ayat as evidence, then I have to do yatlu of recognizing the pattern. Do you understand what I'm talking about? If any ayat, you take it as an evidence, because ayat means evidence and proof also. If I am taking this ayat as a proof, then what part of yatlu I will apply? I will apply the pattern recognition in this evidence. What is the pattern in this evidence? So yatlu here in the evidence angle will become pattern recognition. That is also yatlu alayhim ayatihim. Okay, now what is alayhim dimension? Alayhim also means accountability. Okay, so what does evidence create obligation? Why does evidence create obligation? Because once evidence is visible, evidence is truth, proof. Once proof is visible, there is no room for ignorance. There is no, because here alayhim means now it's over you, on you. It's your responsibility. Now here we are taking the angle of alayhim of accountability, because alayhim also means over you, accountable over you. So once if you take an ayat as an evidence, you do yatlu as a following the pattern, and it's proven that yes, this is an evidence. Now it's over you not to ignore it. So once you take a time, the word time, well, asr, and you know time is an evidence because you did yatlu of recognition of a pattern. Now you have to do alayhim. It's your alayhim over you, upon you. There is a accountability to take time seriously, because the time is an evidence, and that's why you are responsible to take a responsible action. So here time becomes a legal testimony against you. It's an evidence for you. Yeah. Then we have a third angle. So that's why now we go to the reflective angle of time. And then we do which yatlu angle will apply on reflective angle of ayat, for example. And then we do alayhim angle. So this is how I did this one, and I want you to do the same way. If you want to. If you feel like this is giving you some deep information by decoding the four prophetic mission into this. And then we do after that, after only yatlu alayhim ayatihim, we will start with yuzakkihim. Then next week we will do how this one is aligning the laws, and then how it is hikmah. Okay. I know I'm again out of time, and you know me. So I'm sorry for that. It's supposed to be 1 hour, but
it is very interesting. It's very interesting. It's unlocking yourself. It's very, it's, I don't know, Kamal, you always say apologize, but I think we are thankful, even for 5 minutes, whatever, 30 minutes you give us more from your daily routine.
no, because I know now it's Ramadan and it's fasting, and as we all are women here and we have to do so much other responsibilities. So
I would say it is the time, wal asre. We are
Wal
always in loss.
yeah.
We
Wow.
will always lose.
Yeah. So this is a good
What
deed
we
that we are
getting
doing,
during
yeah.
this time, ma'am, what we are getting during this time is beyond anything. This is the, we are like, we feel like we are chosen
We are doing
to hear you.
Amilus Solihat.
Yeah. To hear you, to get that knowledge. I was like, I was doing the Bhed Chal, until now, until the day, 2 days before. Now I got the great insight. Like, how can we think about one single word and go into deeper and deeper and deeper? I'm blown completely. It's
In fact,
amazing, amazing.
to
Thanks
add
to
that
you.
today while doing this surat and this ayah, it just occurred to me that 2 days back we were talking about that life is taught to even decode the Quran. But even today, I just realized if we decode only one ayat, probably it will take us to where we should be. If
One
we
word
apply,
even.
yeah, I think it is about our
Now
niyam.
I'm just doing it on time, right? We are just doing it on time. Now there is another meaning, which is extraction, pressing upon, extracting the essence. And think about all these angles can be applied on extracting the essence
Yeah,
or juice. Think about if you take
yes,
asar as not time, if you take asar as extracting an essence, and then apply the indicator angle, then apply the evidence angle, then apply the reflective angle, then apply then apply alayhim. Oh my God. I mean,
while you were describing it, the only thing occurred to me that it was the sakina that was nazil. It was coming to my heart that okay, fine, Anisa, even if you didn't understand the whole Quran, even if you understood only one or two ayats, or even not even a surah, even a word, and you applied it, and if Allah asked, what did you do the whole life? I was like, I just got up
Ushering.
at 46.
I was doing ushering.
I just got one like, wow, I know why you given the swearing, like why do you took the oath of the items. I only know that. So if he likes my angle, if he approves of it, I think that is okay for me.
But
But
you know,
this is
you
the
will feel
style.
it. The you know, like when I'm doing it, I feel it if I'm going in a right direction or not. Of course, it's from Allah, but you feel it. You know, when you have goosebumps, and you know, there is an ayah of the Quran about the moment about that, you know, when they read the ayah, when they read the Quran, when they get into awe. So whenever you
Yeah.
get into wow, knowing that you are on the right part, because that's it, that's what Quran says, that you get into the, you know, these are the people who get into awe when, you know, like aha moment, when they recite, when they understand the Allah's wisdom, they get into that feeling. And if you are getting into this feeling, it means we are going in the right direction, because that's what Quran says also.
Exactly.
And as Sadia said about this resonance and the frequency and the reciting and the tilawat, as you were discussing, I will send Sadia a page. I think I send it to Kamal, the gentleman who recites the surah with the words, like with the like safat. It's like flying, that. So it's like al asr. If I take the resonance word Afar, it is like it's shortening. It's going down. The sound is going down. So I'll send Sadia that page, and I think others who are
Yeah,
interested to,
share it in the group, definitely.
Yeah,
because
please.
because it becomes too many angles, or maybe that I was. But if Sadia is interested, anybody else, like even you can get decode the meaning by knowing that what it is meaning and how you do the tilawat, like madda is coming on it.
Even the
If
tilawat
khari
should
zabar
be
is coming,
asr, you know, just short
short,
khasr.
Yeah.
short.
But you know, when they do ruqya, like very effective, I mean, personally speaking, they tell you before you start, do not interrupt me. Like, do whatever you want. Do not, they don't stop. Like, they will not stop. Even if you jump up and down, even if you bang your head, you know, you cry, you scream, they do not stop the recitation. They don't even pause for a microsecond. It's a continuous frequency, like you said. And I never thought of it like that as a, though I'm very into frequencies and, you know, energy, I never thought of ruqya as a type of a divine frequency, you know? That's very powerful.
So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I will share this document. I mean, I have so many other, but I'm just cleaning up and writing in this way. So there, I did so many angles, but just, you know, to show you, if you can, I want you to do your own also. So I want to, I mean, share it on the group that this is what I did, this angle, and this is the angle of this ayat angle, for example, evidence angle, and I get this element, and then I apply this yatlu angle and this alayhim angle, and overall, this is what it tells me.
So we work on the rest of the surah or the next two.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go for wal asr again and do again, maybe this is what I come up. You will come up something even more better, even more differently, which is also an opening up another door. So this is not only thing. It is there are so many
it's
other
endless. I think it's endless.
endless.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. And we all have our way of thinking. So why not we can get more out of it?
Exactly. Okay. Inshallah.
Okay. So if you, I mean, I will, once we finish, I will also upload this video. So if anybody wants to go through it again, they can go through it. And this is half document right now, what I shared with you. I'm still, it's on my remarkable. So I'm just converting it to the, so it takes some time. But I will share what I will share. So you can, if you want to get some idea from this also, you know, the document I shared you about a Yatlu and the other angles of the Ayatihim, the meanings of it, keep that at lateral chunking angles and then apply Ayah and then Yatlu angles and then Alayhim angles on that. That's one method that you can do. You have other methods you can, I mean, in the start, we all did with our own method, which is wonderful. Okay. But this, for me, what I'm doing, I'm just putting into 4 prophetic mission, because I believe each and every ayah is representing yatlu alayhim ayatihim yuzakkihim yuallimul Quran and hikmah. So we have to take each and every ayat, the hikmah, the purification, taskiya also. It is giving us a taskiya also. How it is giving me a taskiya, how it is giving me a hikmah, how it is giving me a purification. That's what we can do, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, and
Thank
have
you.
a nice start.
You too. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Take care.
See, bye.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Adan, how are you?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, क्या हाल है?
Alhamdulillah, तुम बताओ।
हाँ, मैं ठीक हूँ। ये असल में अफ्तार का टाइम होता है, बस अभी 6 बजे यहाँ अफ्तार हो जाएगी।
हाँ।
तो आज मुझे बनानी नहीं थी, तो फिर मैं ये सुनने लगी थी, वरना मैं रिकॉर्डिंग सुन रही हूँ। तो बस
अच्छा।
मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा, मैंने जो पहली वीडियो सुनी थी तो मैं बस समझ नहीं आ रहा था ये क्या है, ये क्या हो रहा है। और
दूसरी
मतलब
नहीं सुनी
कभी
अभी?
तुमको पता है मैं क्लास 8 से रेगुलर कुरान पढ़ रही हूँ। मतलब क्लास 8 में क्या एज होगी, 12-13 साल होगी।
हम्म।
मतलब मैं कुरान का तर्जुमा मैंने बहुत दफा